Hi, today I'd like to instruct you on what to do when you receive your CDs of the firm panels from FEMA that you may have ordered from the Map Service Center. When you get the package, you have the invoice and packing slip packaged with the DVDs or CDs. So the packing slip will be multiple pages, and it will also list for you all the different files that are on the CDs that you received. The CDs, they are marked mostly for delivery or for the benefit of the people packaging and shipping these to you. They don't appear to be marked for your user friendliness. As you can see, this one just says contents of VIP, customer number 420, order number. So it's not very good, not very helpful. What we do at our office is we actually just take the felt tip marker or the Sharpie and write on it what is actually the contents of these various CDs that we receive. There were 3 CDs that came with this county. I'm going to talk to you first about the 2 CDs which were labeled VIP. So there's different types of files on here. There are files that are actually useful for the panels and other files that are more to be used as references. So anything that has the ends in txt is a reference for you, and some of them are helpful and some of them are less helpful. So the files that have all.txt, del.txt, and listing.txt, those all are a lot like your packing slip. They tell you what should be on these CDs. The other file, README, explains what the different kinds of files that are on this, so it's basically what I'm telling you. And then these cocode and statecode, those are reference files that really aren't too useful to you. They just give you the code number for each county in the nation and what is the ID number. You've ordered these files, so that might not be useful to you. You already figured out what code you needed. There are other files on this CD pertaining to the images of the panels. These are the PNGs. Here is the TIF file. It's the index file. I'm not looking at it with any particular software. I'm just using the operating system. I double-clicked on it, and this is what, in this case, Microsoft Windows chose to open up. I can actually zoom in, and I have some capabilities within this free application that's part of your operating system to zoom and pan to where I need to be. I can also print it, but be aware that this panel is, I guess, 36 inches by 27 inches. Okay. Similarly, the PNG can be used in your typical operating system image viewer. I can zoom into it, I can pan over to my area of interest, zoom in some more. The flood insurance study is also on these, and it'll be the PDF on the CD. This FIS looks like it normally would. It has a title page, it contains kind of boilerplate text as well as text specific to this particular study. It also contains a flood data table which shows the depths as well as the profile for each of these study areas. The files on the last CD are different from those of the other two. The other 2 CDs had panels on them. This one has files that are exclusively useful for GIS. Let's look at some of those directories. You drill down through the state name and through the county name, and I have 3 directories here. The document directory is the one we're going to look at first. It has a README file, which is marginally useful. It actually lists for you the file sizes of these files, what is contained in this on this CD, and a brief explanation of what these GIS data sets are. There's also a metadata file, which gives you standard information that metadata file would. It tells you the name of the data, it gives you an abstract regarding the data, it would also show you the date of the data, and then some of the other keywords, and as things go on you'll actually see some of the inputs to the data, kind of a bibliography for the data. Towards the bottom are further explanations of some of the files in the data. Okay, so that's the document directory. If we drill up to the enhanced directory, which is empty 98% of the time, not many places have the enhanced data set. So we'll look in the dfirm_db directory. There's 3 files here. Pretty much ignore the first file, arc_export, and ignore map_info. Those are very old formats. Arc_shapefile is where you're going to get your useful data. It is also an old format, but it's not as old. And these are the files useful in GIS. Now I've opened up my GIS to show you the different files that are on these CDs. The first one that we discussed was the panels and index image. So here's the index. I'm not going to tell you how to symbolize these. There's a little bit of work that went into actually bringing these in and making them work. That's a topic of another video presentation. So that's the TIFF image, as I mentioned. These panels, because they have that W file, that world file, it places them in the correct location. The problem in this case, though, is we have panels that are overriding each other, and so the display is overriding each other. So we need to set transparency in order to see these correctly. But we can zoom in and we can see these panels. Okay. The other directory to look at were the GIS files. So let me click the box for the GIS files, and what we see here is, as I open it up, in this case there's a feature class called S flood hazard area, and the zone A's are pictured in blue, and this shows you that yes indeed this vector GIS data lines up with the raster GIS data that was delivered on this same set of CDs.